Today we're going to be looking at the Meteor75 Pro from BetaFPV. The Meteor75 Pro comes with a LiPo checker that is also a charger for 2 batteries, an accessory kit, extra props, screws, and a screwdriver, 2 550 mAh BT 2.0 batteries, one's already in the Whoop, and a USB Type-C cable. It's built around the Meteor75 Pro frame that can utilize 45mm props. What spins those props are BetaFPV's 1102 22,000 kV motors. The camera that BetaFPV chose is the CO3 camera with the MO3 VTX. The flight controller is an F4 1S 5-amp flight controller, and it's their crossboard. They've now updated this bind and fly with the 180-degree BT 2.0 connector, and the board now supports serial ELRS instead of SPI. The weight of the quad on my scale is 31.46 grams without a battery. With the supplied BetaFPV 550 mAh BT 2.0 battery, it brings the weight to 45.73 grams. I will mostly be flying this quad with the BetaFPV Lava 450, which brings the weight to 43.88 grams. Now that we've gone over the specs for the Meteor75 Pro, I'm gonna get a bunch of flights in. It's getting cold outside, so I'll probably be taking it to work and flying in the warehouse. Before we get into the flying, I want to let you know that BetaFPV is going to have a sale for Black Friday going between November 21st to December 2nd. Alright, so I'm going to narrate my first pack with the Meteor75 Pro using the 550 mAh that comes with it. You have to worry about these the lead getting into the props. I noticed that could be an issue when I did a quick hover test in the basement, so be mindful of that. Alright. Probably shouldn't take the first test flight in the dark, but here we are. Seems like it's got lots of power. I am a fan of these 1102 22,000 kV motors. I have them on quite a few builds now. Car. Give it a chase. It's really hard to see. Handles quite well though. Pumpkins. Oh, you can't see the hole that a squirrel or something ate out of. I'm also using the Radio Master Pocket after mostly using the T20, so my flying might be a little sloppy. Trippy spin on the first pack, first try. Oh my god, it's got a lot of juice. I'll stop turning them up so much. to check the claimed play times, but 2 minutes in, we're only at 3.6 volts. But I've been used to flying 450s, not 550s, so that could be part of it. Oh, locked in. Oh, where am I? Oh my god. Problem with the darkness. Oh, there's our first crash. Still good. Probably gonna change the warning for the battery. I like to land at this point. I like to keep my batteries long lasting as possible. 3 minutes and 56 seconds and we've recovered to 3.65. That's pretty good. Here's what I mean about the pigtail getting caught. If you push it in like this, hard to do with one hand. Sometimes it bends over to the side. What you want to do, if I can show you properly, is push the lead into that little gap here. Right in there before plugging it in. And then there you go. Lead secure, kind of in there, and yeah, that should keep it out of the way. Alright guys, now that you've seen what this Whoop can do, it's still in one piece. I did try to fly this thing in 55km/h winds, and it was almost freezing outside, and I did crack the frame a little, but I applied a little E6000, and all the flights outside by the water, that was after that break, and it's perfectly fine. I do want to go over a couple of the changes that I saw from when this Whoop was first released. The first thing, they changed the BT 2.0 connector to the 180 degree, which is helpful for the stick batteries that don't have the cabled lead. The other one I noticed is this used to come with SPI ELRS, which made you have to update with different versions of Betaflight. Now it's serial ELRS, so you can Wi-Fi update it. It's really simple. I also previously said it might come with version 2, but mine was already updated to version 3, so I just put in my binding phrase and it was good to go. So, to answer the question, is the Meteor75 Pro still worth buying in 2024? That really depends on you. For me, I actually am really enjoying this quad. I'm gonna fly this a lot this winter. It tracks really well. I think the extra weight helps with that. It does have a lot of power, so you could end up damaging some things in your house with the additional weight, but I think it's easier to control than the Air 75 while still having more power than the Air 75. I enjoy them both. I would say if your majority of the flying is outside, then the Meteor75 Pro is probably a better option. And if you're flying inside more, I would choose the Air 75 just because it's super light, it bounces off shit, and it's not gonna break stuff. I haven't had a problem with either of these quads. I would say the ELRS on the Meteor75 Pro gives you a bit more range. I think that's due to the wired antenna versus the little flat antenna that's on this little guy. That being said, I would really like to see BetaFPV put the 5-in-1, the Air 5-in-1, inside the Meteor75 Pro. Make it a little extra clean. You don't have to deal with the external VTX that this has. Mind you, the Air 75 has the external receiver, which I guess is kind of the same thing, but I think the receiver's easier to program and set up than the external VTX. There is one thing I'm a little worried about with this quad, is that the ESCs are only 5 amp, and pushing these 1102 22,000 kV motors might put a lot of stress on them. So far I haven't had any issues. I have been running the same motors on another flight controller with 5 amps, and so far that one's been fine too, so I could just be worrying over nothing, but just thought I'd let you know that is slight cause for concern. I would say if you know you're stuck, don't just keep trying to turtle mode out, because that's where you will probably kill an ESC. I have turtled out from quite a few things with this and probably shouldn't have, but it got me out and it's still flying. The Meteor75 Pro is $15 US more than the Air 75. I think the Meteor75 Pro is coming in at $110 US, where the Air 75 is at 95. That might come into play with your decision. The Air Series quads, they're an unbeatable value. They fly great, but from my experience, so does the Meteor75 Pro. I've been using the 1102 22,000 kV motors on a lot of builds, as I've said. I would say with the canopy that the Meteor75 Pro has versus the one that comes with the Air 75, this is a little more protected. You may still break your frame like you can on any of these whoops, especially in cold weather like I'm flying in these days. But this canopy protects the flight controller, the camera, and just everything a little more on this than it would on the Air 75. Once again, I want to thank BetaFPV for sending me the swoop so I can give my thoughts on it. I'm going to enjoy flying it some more. That being said, BetaFPV has not reviewed this video before I've posted it. All the thoughts I've had are my own, and they can't really tell me what to say. But I really do enjoy this quad, just like I liked the Air 75. Whoops really aren't what they were a couple years ago, where you didn't know what you were getting. I think we're on the right track for some good bite and flies. Hope you guys enjoyed.